Hi, David Odell here with Odell Complete Concrete. We're going to be redoing this entire entry. Also, we're going to be doing a little Mowstrip in the front yard to separate the planter from the lawn. But all this concrete's coming out. You can see you got like a little trip hazard there with a ramp on that little porch. And the concrete's really slippery. They don't have a lot of slope on this, so everything is just accumulating there, any moisture. And it's a really slick surface. So we're going to correct all that. We're going to define the lawn from that planter bed a little bit with a concrete Mowstrip. We got to move all those boulders out of the way, and then we'll put them back in there after we get the Mowstrip poured in place. Also, we're going to expand this area out to about where those stepping stones are, so they're going to have more of a seating area out here in the shaded area. We're going to go ahead and raise the elevation near the door. We're going to raise that up so we can get more slope towards the front yard. We're still going to have a step, but we're going to have a full 3.5 inch step, but we're going to pick up, see how much distance there is between the threshold and that porch. We're going to bring that porch up like about 2-3 inches right there, and that's where we're going to pick up our extra slope for the walkway to get out to the front yard. The porch had a thickened edge on it, which is real standard, typical, and I'll be putting it back in exactly the same way with a thickened front edge. So once we were able to break that front edge, the concrete behind it comes out pretty easy because it's all 4 inch at that point. So this concrete came out pretty easily. No wire mesh, no reinforcement of any kind. Just your standard 3/4 rock. We're going to be pouring the concrete all the way over to the side of the house. We're going to leave a little box out around the sprinkler valves, so those will stay in place. As far as the front of this little front patio area goes, we continue to straight line all the way along the front of the house, so the Mowstrip will line up with the front edge of the patio. The vinyl fencing was high enough so that we could leave that panel in and just pour concrete underneath it. The panel was about 2 inches above the new concrete elevation on the vinyl fencing. Now I'm using some plastic form right there. I've used that many jobs now, and it's still working out nicely. The only difference is between using that and a 2x4, you've got to put a lot more stakes behind the plastic. Otherwise it can wiggle, it gets a lot of wiggle in it. Doesn't really hold a straight line without stakes every couple feet. On a wood 2x4 you could probably go every 3 feet with a stake, maybe even 4. Now there's your Mowstrip taken off along the front of the house. I'm doing 6-inch wide Mowstrip, and it's about 6 inches deep. I'm gonna lay one rebar lengthwise all the way through there. Owens Corning pink bar. Now I just drove in a mason nail into the side of the wall at elevation. And I'm going to pull that across for this inside form of the front patio. And this is for the box out for the sprinklers. Also a continuation of a little planter bed in front of the house underneath that light. So we have a straight line across there, and that's going to be a good place to put a joint in. And we just centered the walkway within this opening, centered on the door. This is the lower walkway. Now, after I get all this set, I'll just lay one more 2x4 on top at that end, and that'll give me the step. Over here, you got to be careful driving stakes because you have a lot of pipes underground right in this area. There's the footing of the post, and it looks like they missed. They didn't get the footing very well centered. So you can see it sticking way out on one side, but nothing on the other sides. Luckily, it was low enough that we can just pour right over it. And because we brought the elevation up a little bit, and I threw in some of the dirt that I collected from the front patio area, threw it in there just kind of bring up the grade. We ran the plate compactor on everything, and we also brought up that front porch, so some dirt went in there too. There's going to be, within this video, during the pour and the stripping of the job, there's going to be a lot of one-on-one action with the pumper, the homeowner, and myself. Tyler's tying it all up. We have the Makita rebar tire. You can see the rebar. I've got them on angles on all the corners, crack points. There's a lot of potential crack points in here, which we're going to have joints off of every corner. We're going to wet tool all these joints in. So I brought this porch up within a 1/2 inch of the bottom of that threshold. Couple top spreaders on the Mowstrip. There's your clean out, your back flush for your swimming pool. As we pour this, I'll be holding that rebar up in place as the concrete surrounds it. You'll get to see all of that. Hey, we just arrived at the job site, and here's what we got going on. We got a little front porch action, 3.5 inch step, 1/2 inch under the wood threshold, and this little Mowstrip over here. It wraps around the house, 6 inch deep, 5 inches wide. Then we got the 3/8 inch fiberglass reinforcement on about 16 inch centers, and then I threw a few 45s on the corners there, and then another one here. A lot of crack points in here. Hopefully they crack on the joints. but there's the detail right there. That's what makes it all happen on a site like this one. How do you like this, Manny? My new detail.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Oh, that's this. That's the top part.
Thought you were a rapper now. I was like, oh shit, he's a rapper.
Eminem.
I said, next thing you know, you're gonna get some gold teeth.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I just saw that. I'm like, oh, check that shit out. What you got going on there?
It'll probably be fake. You won't even. Probably within a week, it'll probably just be gonzo. That's the beauty of it, you know.
Well, it's hair, you know.
Yeah, it's hair. Yeah, no. I mean, it's not like getting a tattoo. You get a tattoo, and I mean, it's like, oh shit.
You know, you get a bad haircut.
Right.
Gone in a while.
Yeah, Juan. If you want to make your wood stakes last forever, use wood. A wood sledgehammer. Preserve your stakes. Booting it up. Hey, how's it going? Oh yeah, what I'll do is I'll crawl up and then bring the concrete back. I'll tell you when to stop it. So I'll drop this right on top of the concrete. And then...
Why don't I just throw it in there?
Well, I'm not putting the bag in it.
Oh, you're not?
No,
Why not?
this one doesn't dissolve. It's not the dissolving. I wish it was. It would have made it easier, for sure.
Okay, when I tell you, push
it.
the lever, stop up, right to there, and it'll stop. Okay?
Okay. When it stops, it's good, in other words.
I'll tell you when to stop.
All right.
What kind of fibers is this?
It's some new stuff.
Very exciting.
All right. Oh, you get to watch the pour. You gonna stay home today?
My daughter is. He's gonna go to school.
Oh, yes.
So I'll be home today, but he'll be at school, right?
Oh. Well, at least you get to see a little bit of the pour over here.
Cool.
What time you gotta leave?
I'll be here, but she's gonna leave pretty soon.
Oh.
So.
Hopefully he gets to see a little bit of it come out of the hose
Oh yeah.
before he goes.
Yeah. No, he was pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
Good.
Bueno, this is a nice plan though, Key, huh?
See? Like time the water's fucking flying up. Make the
Yeah.
security, so no more.
Yeah. This is it, man. This is the secreto.
That is the secreto.
You know the difference is este.
See? Oh yeah.
Sure.
You. What do you think?
Little more.
Ooh, okay. One guy.
Bring it over here, Juan. Okay. Hold that bar up.
There's still too wet.
Yeah,
Oh,
it'll get stiffer in a minute.
It's real stiff right now.
Yeah. I didn't get all the water out, I guess. Yeah, it's stiffening up.
There we go. There we go. put it up against here.
Here first?
Yeah. A little bit. Like this side? Should I put a couple gallons in?
Yeah, 2 gallons will work. Maybe 3.
Samples?
Yeah,
You don't take samples all the time, do you?
yeah. Yeah. I got samples the last 6 pours I'd done.
Just for your curiosity, or
Yeah,
hey, concrete company, this shit cracked
yeah,
all over the place. I need you to.
yeah,
I took samples.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, just in case. Or if the homeowner bugs me, well, I got samples. You want to go to have it tested? And then they can if they want. So now we're going to just rod all this out, and I'm just using, I have my 4-foot Milwaukee red stick, and I also have my 6-foot Milwaukee red stick. And that's pretty much what we're going to use to rod all this off with. There's the 6-footer right there. Then as we're pouring this out, we're pulling the rebar up as we go out. Because we have pretty good spacing on the rebar, we can step in between the grid, so it's not pushing it back down. Now if you had it on 12-inch centers, you wouldn't be able to avoid stepping on it, but when they're at 18-inch or so, you can step in between them pretty easily. We used the wood bow float on this initially after we rodded. And that was the 3-foot wood bow float. Now we're just going around the edges with the hand float, shaping it all up, getting it nice and flat. The concrete mix design we used here was a 3500 psi straight cement, no fly ash, and we're shaded, we're on moist ground, overcast day. It went off really well because we poured it stiff as well. It was a really good mix on this particular job. Here's your second pass with your wood bow float. And this is the opposite direction of our first bow floating. So we were able to hit it in 2 directions. Right there, we're just cleaning up the column a little bit. A little concrete got on the sides of it. We're going to be cutting some joints off of this column, 2 each direction. So it'll be kind of like a band. Here's a Fresno. That was a wide walking edger. Put a couple joints in this Mowstrip also. Now we're using a special tool that Juan created. It's a hold, he calls them, what do you call it, a chicken leg or something like that. But it's basically a piece of rebar he adapted to a pull adapter that you can tie a string line to and just reach out, jab the concrete, and then have your line tied to it, and then you can snap a line wherever you want. Hard to reach areas. You get a line snapped on your concrete. When do you want me to call, make the appointment at my barber so you get the logo?
When my barba's grown up, but I don't think so. That's it.
No, I tried. Maybe like a visa.
Yeah, soon.
Yeah.
I want to get my hair. I want to let my hair grow up.
Alright, here's your walking joiner. One put a little weight on, you can see that weight he adapted to the top of the joiner, which comes in real handy when the concrete's getting hard on you. And then I'm just using a funny float to knock out the lines that the joiner left. These joiners are 3/4 of an inch deep. They're 1/2 inch radius. The edger is a 1/2 inch radius as well. There's my aluminum screed. We're going to use that for a straight edge to cut these joints. And that column, what I found out when I laid this straight edge all the way across that column, was askew to the house. So we ended up kind of shifting the lines a little bit and just making them straight with the house rather than the column. Here's another one of Juan's special brooms he designed just for brooming those narrow areas. One wood down. Two woods down. Oh, you want this? We got some new Milwaukee hammers yesterday. See that?
Wow, pretty slick.
Yeah.
I can only afford a Milwaukee hat.
Yeah, and they give those away for free advertising. As they should
I
anyway.
got a bunch of drills at work, those little small drills for small work stuff, and they're the best drills.
What? How big are they?
They're just little, little tiny torque ones. You know what I mean? They're not,
Oh yeah, they're like screwdrivers.
Yeah.
But with a battery.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're great. Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna get one for the house, and then I was like,
Oh yeah.
oh,
I don't have one of those, but that would be nice.
they're really pretty slick. Yeah. I went Ryobi. I can afford Ryobi.
Yep. Yeah, if you're not using them, all day long, every day,
yeah.
Ryobi's fine.
Yeah.
Even Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
Harbor Freight stuff will get you through a day here and there.
So many people bash them, and I'm going, yeah, but for just a quick little job here and there, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So I
Yep.
got kind of bit by the wall thing because I got a pack, and then I got a battery, and then so now I had to get other stuff that I already had the batteries for. You get stuck with a brand, and then what do you do?
You got to, yeah, because you don't want to have to buy batteries for everything.
Yeah,
so
right.
once you get one tool, you got to kind of stick to it.
Yeah.
And not only that, I mean, if you do have other tools, you have, a battery charger for this brand, a battery charger for that brand.
Yeah.
Then you have all these different batteries laying around.
Yeah.
It gets a little clustered up.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I think what I'm gonna do is he's gonna run all Milwaukee gear in his truck.
Oh, there you go.
And mine will be just all DeWalt gear in my truck. That way,
That makes sense.
it'll just be easy.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah. That's how they get you. But the tools are cheap. It's the batteries that they burn you on.
Oh yeah, they got batteries now. Milwaukee just sent me these batteries. They're about that big, about that thick, and they go on some of their They have full-size jackhammers now
Oh,
that these
yeah.
particular batteries are run. Full-size cutoff saws, and those batteries got to be worth $600 or so, I would say.
Can't get over how expensive those things are.
Yeah, once you got the battery, then you're looking at the tool. Oh, gosh, I can afford the tool now
Yeah.
because I've already got the battery.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I was. Yeah.
Yeah, the battery costs more than the tool in a lot of cases.
When they do these packs, you get like 3 tools for the cost of 1 battery, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they give you deals. Maybe just put a wood stake in right here, right in that gap. There. There. Yep, it'll come out now. You know those notches I put on it? It makes it's the only reason it's coming out. Yeah, so the key to getting those forms out, or using the wood to pry with rather than anything steel. Otherwise, the edges of the concrete could chip on you. That's why we use the wood stake and the wood 2x4. Once we get all this lumber out, because the curb was actually a lot deeper than the form, because the form was only 3.5 inch and we were about 5 to 6 inches. It was a little tricky getting this form out because we had that little mushroom effect on the backside. Not too bad, we got everything out in one piece, but it took a little more time than it usually would. We also are going to backfill. We got some topsoil that we're going to put in here, move all the boulders and the potted plants back in position. All the round river rocks are going to go back in place, and then we're going to be able to get a nice final on this. I don't remember how they had these pots in there originally or where they were, but this looked pretty good to me, so we just kind of threw them in there. I always like to pressure wash everything at the end because there's always something to clean. Here's some nice topsoil going in. Maybe that lawn will grow back in there. So if they ever decide to plant something specific, you know, in that planter area, it can be pretty easily maintained now because the lawn won't intrude into the planter bed. And looks like the water drains off really nicely here. A real clean looking entry now. Probably about 30 days, 30 to 45 days, this concrete will all be cured out, a nice light color. You can see how it's trying to cure out spotty initially, but it'll all get the lighter tone eventually. You notice that joint I put at the bottom of the step? That's a key crack point. Usually the bottom of every step will crack right there, so if you can put a joint there, you're gonna not see the crack. Instead of doing a cove tool, a lot of people do coves, but you're probably better off doing a joint. Anyway, that wraps up this video. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and have a good one. Bye.